Hello friends, and here is one of those, as promised, free videos for this strange time in our world. This one is going to be a meditation, and we're going to start to play with learning to choose what we give our attention to. Right? So we get distracted pretty easily in this world, whether it's the beep on your phone, the email coming in, or, oh my gosh, for me it's so many shiny things. I get distracted very easily. I am a very hyperactive human being, and my mind is always busy and distracted, right? So part of what we want to try to do is we want to try to learn how to focus that and bring our attention to a specific thing and focus. So that said, find a comfortable seated position or lying on your back. My main request isn't so much the position as it is a long spinal column. That is the main way that your brain communicates with the body and vice versa, and that's your main energy channel, I call it, right? So you want to make sure that that spine is nice and long, whatever you choose, however you choose to sit or lie. So take a few moments and get yourself settled in. Find that long spine, right? Don't be rigid with it. Just find comfort while you're there. Palms can be up or down on the thighs. You can also do the cosmic mudra, left hand and right, at the base of the belly, whatever feels good. If you're lying on your back, you might want hands on belly so you can bring your awareness to your breath through the hands, yeah? And then close your eyes. And we're gonna take just a few moments with the belly. We wanna make sure that that belly is indeed soft. Even for my friends who are seated, even though you might have a little tension in the low belly, the upper belly should be able to be soft and move on the breath. So when I inhale, my belly gently moves away from my spine. This is the soft belly breathing. And when I exhale, that belly gently, softly moves back to my spine. So play with that for a few breaths. Inhaling, belly moving away from spine. Exhaling, belly gently moving back towards spine. And you don't have to make this happen. You're just observing it. You're letting it be soft, the belly that is. You're letting the belly be soft and observing how the belly moves on the breath. And now we're going to take that attention up to the base of the nostrils and start to pay attention to or notice how, when you inhale, can you notice that breath as it enters the nostrils? And the same thing on the exhale. When you exhale, can you notice that breath exiting the nostrils? A potentially helpful tool is to feel how when the air enters, usually it's cooler. We can feel that temperature maybe, and when we exhale, that breath is a little warmer as it exits our body. And this is where we start to play with that potential of the mind starting to wander off. It's going to do it. Yeah, it's just a matter of when. So when the mind gets distracted, your attention, your awareness, can you bring it back to the base of the nostrils? Noticing the air as it enters and exits the body. And some of my friends might just stay there and continue to work with that, to practice with that. Some of my friends, we're going to move on and add a piece, an element. When we inhale, we notice the air enter, and we're going to imagine, we're going to visualize it going all the way up to that place between your eyebrows, which is your third eye, and on the inside of the body where the air goes is into and through your sinus cavities. Yeah? And when you exhale, you're going to imagine, feel, visualize, whatever works for you, that air going from between the eyebrows, right from the sinus cavities, coming back down and out of your nostrils. So I'll say that one more time. Inhaling, noticing the air coming from the nostrils up to the third eye. And when you exhale, imagine that air moving from the third eye all the way down through the nostrils and out of the nostrils. Every time the mind gets distracted, try to leave that thought, that illusion, that whatever it is, yeah, that sound, and come back to this work of bringing your awareness, your attention to the breath. right? You get to choose where you want your attention to go. It's a practice, it takes time. Now for some of my friends, you'll either just be paying attention to the base of the nostrils, maybe you'll add on that level 2, that stage 2 we just went to. And then some of my friends, we're going to bring it to the middle of the head. Now before you try to do that or visualize that, where in the world is the middle of the head? With your eyes closed, imagine that you draw a line from between your eyebrows all the way to the back of your skull. And then you draw another line above one ear over above the other ear, right? So you've got 2 lines that intersect in the middle of the head. That's going to be the middle of your brain. Well, that's what I'm going to call it today, right? So now we add on. When we inhale, we notice that breath coming from the base of the nostrils to the third eye, all the way to the middle of your brain. And when you exhale, exhale from the middle of the brain to the third eye, through the nostrils. Now, I'm not going to say visualize and imagine every time, but yes, your lungs do not, your air does not go to the middle of your brain. This is a visualization, an attention, an awareness exercise. So when you inhale, let's sync up. Inhale into the nostrils, to the third eye, to the center of the brain. Exhaling from the center of the brain to the third eye, out through the nostrils. Again, this is visualizing. Inhale from the nostrils to the third eye, to the center of the brain. Exhaling from the center of the brain to the third eye, through the nostrils. Do that a few more times. And again, you have 3 places you can play. Base of the nostrils, or just that line from the nostrils to the third eye, or bringing it back to the middle of the brain now and back out and down. Does the mind doubt that you should be doing this? Does the mind get frustrated with me? What is she talking about? Is your mind getting distracted? These are all ways that your ego knows how to avoid doing the work of sitting still and turning inward. So can you stay with it? You keep doing that. I'm going to add one more thing. Jack Kornfield talks about how this work is like training a puppy. When you first try to take a puppy and ask it to stay, it moves immediately. But you keep bringing it back, saying stay, maybe using those treats or whatever it is, yeah? And eventually, that puppy starts to understand, and the more you practice that with your puppy, the longer it stays. Now, if the puppy were to wander off, right, when you say stay, you wouldn't beat it, would you? So it's the same thing. When our mind wanders off, we don't beat ourselves up. We very gently bring the mind back and gently ask it to stay. And our form of stay is that awareness, that attention of right now, today, this practice, following that breath, that visualization of the breath from the nostrils to the third eye, to the middle of the brain, and back out again. And this time, the next time you inhale back to the middle of the brain, if that's where you're working, we're going to stay there. And I want you to just leave your awareness in the middle of your brain. Your pituitary gland is right around there. A few other things too, but pituitary gland is the master gland. It does a lot of really wonderful things for our endocrine system and our hormones, right? So bringing your awareness there, maybe thinking about softening around that pituitary gland. Maybe using the affirmation of my pituitary gland has exactly what it needs to help my hormonal system. From there today, we'll bring our hands together at our heart. We'll take a big old inhale. Exhale, bow the head. And especially during this time, can we please, please remember to make choices based on love and not on fear. Namaste, friends.